Hello everyone, Teacher Gaming here. Welcome back to another video on Mystic Mayhem. Today I want to talk about artifacts and how to gear certain characters because we have Alliance War coming up soon. Also, we have all the challenges that people are swapping equipment around on, etc. Also for game modes, depending on who you use. So if you're ready, let's take a closer look. So let's start off with the Superflow challenge. Today I decided to do this one based on the fact that I wanted to have the Evil Eye, which was interesting because it increases the wearer's crit rate by 20% and decreases the wearer's defense by 30%. So definitely not something you want in melee. And I will say out of these two, it was these destroyers that were the most difficult ones. So I would say your best healers. Over here I used Doctor Strange, Storm, and Armor. And then over here I used Sue, Invisible Woman, and Echo, I believe. But let's talk about the inventories because I got a complete set today. I decided to spend some energy on the Crimson Tide, the highest cask, because I didn't want to do the Fabled Ruins, or Fabled Finds, as it's called. And I got lucky. I got the La Fleur de Mal, and I also got the cube. I believe I actually no, I believe I got it yesterday. But anyways, I have them all now. So this is really interesting. Again, these two are the ones that I would use for Scarlet Witch, or basically anyone that is your highest damage dealer for special damage. Because this one here increase all damage. Basically, maybe you could swap this around for this one, but I believe this one is really good due to attack and energy generation. So that's, I believe, for your special damage dealer, those are the tools that you should have on. And what you should roll for, I will roll this one at some point again. For your damage dealers, the best thing you want is crit rate, attack percentage, crit damage, and energy generation. Don't matter too much with this special damage here, so if you can re-roll it, then get some of that. Again, this one I might also re-roll because higher crit rate or higher crit damage is better overall, because crit rate means you crit more often, and that's why I prefer crit rate to crit damage to some extent, because you don't get crit damage if you don't crit. So let's go through all the artifacts. The cube here, HP and attack, and I managed to roll one that was pretty good because I have a high energy generation. Grant 40 ultimate energy to the wearer and a random ally after the wearer uses a skill. So this is for our supports, or what we in the game call controllers. So this is your Emma Frost, your Doctor Strange, Dream Queen technically if you like her, and also your Invisible Woman if you were lucky enough to get her, if you decide to pull for her. Because you throw down a debuff, you get your ult up faster, but you also give it to a random ally. So someone that you want to use abilities often, and Sue has, I call her Sue because it's Sue Storm. She has the blind and the debuff for ult damage, etc. So yeah, I have that on her. Then we have Gungnir, which is attack 40% and increases skill damage by 30%. So this could also be your Iron Man if you wanted to go with it elsewhere and not Storm. Then you could also go over there, and it has crit rate, crit damage, so I'm really happy about this. I could use it on Iron Man maybe, but one of the reasons why I have it on Storm is because I have her specific highlight. I don't have Iron Man's, I don't have the best highlight for him yet. Otherwise it might go over there in the future, because Iron Man is very reliant on skill damage, just as your Storm. So you could swap those two around. This would be a good layout for both of them. Then we have La Fleur de Mal. HP 20%, attack 20%, and your basic attacks by 30% damage increase. So this is really good for a fighter. I have it on my tank because of the HP buff. Now, crit damage, defense, energy generation is not bad, I think. because overall HP and more defense, some crit damage, and some energy generation, all nice. I'm a little bit unsure how I would scale a tank. It depends on the wearer. If you have Juggernaut, then I would definitely also have crit rate on him, because he does a ton of damage from his ult and his ability. So that's something I would definitely want if you are considering anything on him. But this one maybe not so good because it has basic attacks and you want to increase attack speed. So I think these two would pair really well together. So the Stormbreaker, and that has HP, attack, and it increases the wearer's attack speed by 30%. I'm thinking these two might be okay on something like Spider-Man, Captain America, Thor, any fighter character that you have, I think would be good with these two items, because Thor, you could use it for his buff where he spreads electrified, so you have attack speed going up, but you also have his attack damage going up, and you also manage to make him a bit tanky with the 20% HP, 20% attack, really good. Crit damage, I would definitely say if I could reroll this, then this would defense would be for crit rate. Then I would actually say this is a great one. Energy generation, we all love having energy generation on our characters, so yeah. Again, I covered Wand of Tomb and Darkhold. Defense, I would reroll so I get that out of the way and maybe get attack percentage. And over here, I would also reroll this for better stats. And maybe we'll do. Let's just go in and see here, because it is a little bit expensive. But let's just see what we get. Crit rate, refine again. Yeah, at the moment, not really anything worth writing home about, and you don't want to see me roll, so I'll do that at some point when I have more gold for it. Then let's talk about the Evil Eye. That is we just got. Attack 40%, so really good, and HP 13%, energy generation 20%, crit rate 21%. Overall, pretty happy. I would love to lock these two and reroll this for maybe crit damage. That would make it ideal if I couldn't get more attack percentage. But overall, that would be nice, and I think it suits really well with Iron Man with his kit due to crit rate. And I think that could also be a really good combo, like these two together. So Iron Man Storm, as I said earlier, I think is a great way. And then this right here is very interesting, and I think this could be interesting for Alliance Wars or other game modes where we might need a team without a healer. So you have a tank, and I think for Juggernaut this might be especially true, because he has taunt, he has energy, he has his damage reduction. I think this is a perfect item for Juggernaut. He has 40% HP buff, 30% defense. I actually like that because this is going on a tank. HP 700, it's okay, but and then energy generation 24.9%. So more energy. This would work really well with Juggernaut. I re-rolled this a few times, but I actually like what I have now, and I think I would stick with it. I don't have Juggernaut, but I'm hoping I can get him. I can do some pulls soon, all my shadow keys, and then I have the pity, the 80 pulls from shadow keys where I would like to get Juggernaut. But the thing could also be something that's really good for this, because he also taunts. And yeah, so Thing or anyone that is a tank where you might have a squad where you don't have a healer, if you've been really unlucky with your pulls. Do we need different, how many squads do we need for Alliance War? I think this one will be very good for a fighter where you don't have a healer per se, because I have 3 healers, but let's say I needed 4 squads, then I would slap this one on the 4th, where I have probably my best durable tank that I could use this with. So the wearer gains 1 stack of Crimson Mark after you use a skill, so this would also actually be okay for armor, because she has her stun, she has her shield with the taunt. Crimson Mark consumes all stack, and the wearer heals 12% of max HP for every consumed stack after you use ultimate move. So this could also be really good on someone like Hulk, because you scale the HP really well, and you also make sure you can generate HP in different ways. and good defense overall. And yeah, Stormbreaker. So those are the 8 artifacts that we have where we have gold. Again, been super lucky to have gotten mine, and I'm really happy with them. And this is definitely the thing we should be buying when we are in the actual Crimson campaign. And I bought these chests, and then I got here, like, again, I would really love to have more dream cores, because dream core are for our endgame characters are level 70, but this crimson gem is just too good. And it's the same with the game of Conju. Get the stuff that are legendary we needed, and yeah, that's overall just great. Some of the other ones that I think for epic ones, if you haven't been lucky to get that many gold, that is definitely the Avengers ID card. I think that's really good. And then also Gamma Mutation Gen. So I'm running this alongside this for Sue Storm. Maybe I could run an ID card instead, but I just like the energy generation by 20%. If I were to use something like this, that would mean I need an ID card with, let's say, energy generation for 50% or closer, because here I get 54%, and I'm honestly having a lot of energy generation on my invisible woman. So maybe I would even try to mix it up at some point, because I feel I almost have too much compared to the rest of the team. So this one would be nice, work in tandem with all her abilities. Of course, we like these one, the unstable molecules. We all have them, we all like them. Force gloves are okay, but they aren't the best. This one is good for tank if we need to survive. All allies take less damage, could be useful maybe. And this one, so. But I would definitely say that the Gamma Mutation Gen and the Unstable Molecules are the best one to use. Then here, there are some of these that might be okay for different scenarios. But we cannot reroll these, so you just have to make do with what you have and then test them out, see what you get. Like this one is actually not that bad, but overall it can be a little bit tricky, like here. Like again, ID cards, I don't have any generation on any of them, so that sucks. This one could be an interesting one on a physical damage dealer, so there is that. But overall, make sure you get these whenever you have a chance in the game modes. If you have leveled your characters, definitely make sure you use your daily energy to try and get these, because they are well worth it. Same as highlights. And speaking of highlights, I don't want to talk about the specific ones. I'll show you a few of them. I'll show you these 3 characters. But Doctor Strange is someone that I really enjoy, and you could also throw this on Emma Frost or Dream Queen. I would definitely say Ancient Frontier is the one you should get first. And based on current game mode, I would say this one maybe down the line could be useful. That's also something I actually wanted to go back and talk about really quickly. You could do something like these 2 also on Moon Girl, in case, let's say, you wanted to do some physical damage. Then Moon Girl could also be one with Dino, because she has an interesting kit, her and Spider-Man, so I think they might also be something that you might consider. Then I have this one for Thor, Rising from the Ashes. I recommend this one. I think it's good, because you use them to move. This could also be really good for Spider-Man, but he is a controller, so not going there. This one I like, Monster Within. This one because it's for Human Torch. This one is nice for a single DPS check, Hell Out. And I think this one could also be good for follow-up damage. I think this is for Lady Bullseye, and if you have her and you enjoy her, then I would say this one is probably really good. I like this one on Iron Man. I might make it level 70 at some point. Though I also want to say, let's go to the converter. I would love to have the Fighters 1, but that is down the line, so yeah, that is the other one that I would definitely use meantime. This one also would be a really good one for your melee character, and I would say Blessing of Vishanti. If you had a really fat Juggernaut, I would think this one was really good, otherwise I wouldn't be that hyped for it. So let's go in and check Surturf as the last thing. My score here, 2131, so just over 2k. I'm in the top 1%. I like it. Let's see what the leaderboard is. Dream Queen again. She has okay. This is a little bit interesting build. So we are looking at, there we go, Iron Man, and we have that fighters one. So basically, this is all about Iron Man. Generate the damage here as well. So yeah, Iron Man, high crit rate, get some damage done, and have him do a lot of damage. I might try this one, Iron Man, instead of my Scarlet Witch, because Iron Man has a lot of different abilities to kill those ads, and he can also do damage meanwhile. And yeah, these two are just for buffing. So overall, I understand this setup. Again, we have an Iron Man here, we have a Doctor Strange. Now, I have tried with Doctor Strange instead of my Invisible Woman. Hasn't really worked out that well. But as you can see, there's a lot of variety here, and I really like that. We have a full Fantastic Four team here. We have a full follow-up team. I would love to try this one because this seems really interesting. And here we have high damage. Echo's gonna copy it. She has this, and then we have this one down here. Looks really interesting. So yeah, this one actually looks a really interesting combo here. If you have a high damage deal, then these two maybe could be interesting. Also because she has a low. Let's go in here and say Echo. She has her abilities, her talents here. This one here. You can get it down to cost 1. So if you somehow manage to do that, you had a lot of damage on her. I really enjoy Echo, and I think she is overall really good and someone that people might still be sleeping on. Definitely worth it as a free-to-play physical damage dealer. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about the artifacts? How lucky have you been? And what do you go for on the specific 8 legendary artifacts? Let me know, and I'll see you all in the next video. And good luck in Alliance for tomorrow.